Again, guys, this is MPJ. Welcome to another session of Quarant Talks. This will be our that we can now make this a weekly thing since I have new equipment. Yes, I have a microphone, so we could use this for our content creation. So hopefully, soon naman yung I'll get a haircut. But for now, since uh everything is everything is still closed, even though it's GCQ, we still continue. So, for our topics for today, again, this would be just probably just 15 to 20 minutes. Um, would be the following. First, we have the new normal, or should we say back to normal? Of course, just yesterday we have June 6th, which is the 6/6 for both the online community, shopping community, and people are in a shopping frenzy. And yes, it's June. It's June. We're almost at the half of 2020. We're still in our homes. The virus has not yet been eradicated. We're still here in our home. So that's why we make use of the time that we're here. And of course, the hot topics right now in America, which would be the Lives Matter movement, and for here in the Philippines is the anti-terror bill. And yeah, so basically it's the activism in the time of Corona, which is what's happening right now. Okay, so let's get into it right now kasi mabilis lang to. Okay, so the new normal or are we back to normal? Kasi it's June and sorry, it's June and we're still here. We are now in GCQ or general uh geez community quarantine. Yeah. And yeah, more shops are opening right now. More people are on the streets. We don't have checkpoints right now, so I could go to Manila actually because we're at the border. But of course, there's still no public transport. And there's still stores that don't open like salons, etc. Because of course restrictions and social distancing, etc. Many people are going out, but it's still advised that people should stay at home as much as possible since there's no public transport. The only ones who are allowed who are the people who are required to go to work. And since more shops are opening now, people are now going back to their work. Hopefully, it will restart the economy, especially here in Metro Manila, where people have been in their homes for probably more than 3 months right now. Like me, I'm here in my home for the past 3 months since March, and I just go out because I just need to get our resources like food, etc. And yeah, uh, although we see more people, I'm still bothered that some people don't wear masks uh, the right way because, like I mentioned in my Facebook post, there are people who just put their mask over their mouth but not on their nose. Guys, the nose is one entry point for the virus. So please, 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 always protect your entry points, which is the nose, the mouth, and even the eyes. So that's why people wear goggles and face shields. Okay, despite that, people are also shopping more online. So actually, that's a great opportunity. I was thinking that uh, I should probably or probably make an online store because since I don't have work, I have to do something like a business because, of course, we have to create a new income in these times, and uh, people are now shopping. Still a lot of people shopping, especially for Shopee and Lazada here in the Philippines, which many sellers are generating a lot of money. So yeah, I'm considering it, making an online store, but I'm still working on what because of course there would be an oversaturation of people who would be doing those things. So let's try to look at some opportunities like that. And I actually follow some accounts and there's example there's the CEO of Colorette who's on TikTok and she actually makes She actually addresses everything, like how she manages her. Um, it's kind of inspiring, and I think I want to give it a shot. So people are shopping, and probably in the next few days, deliveries will flood. I guarantee that because I saw a lot of orders. The app is crashing, and there's a lot of things getting sold out. So yeah, just like ano lang plug. I Yeah, just like the real me phone, who is actually I'll be posting the review this week. Promise yan. Because the Realme phone also comes in the blue, and I posted my first impressions, but I'll be posting the full review this week. Promise yan. And yeah, so it's June. We're on the almost at the half because it's the 6 month. So the gitna or the middle of the year would come at the end of June. It's the board of July, and we're still at home. So although we're spending 2020 mostly in our homes, we're not getting out. We haven't left the city or haven't left the barangay that we're in. It's kind of frustrating, but that's life, and we do hope and pray that the vaccine will be out soon. Really, and yeah, hopefully no more people would be infected or die because of disease. So again, guys, as much as possible, please stay at home and wash your hands, cover your face, your eyes, nose, and mouth, probably your ears if you go outside. Just make sure that you are safe, and also make sure to wash your hands. Okay, so here comes the most controversial part. Of course, this is the activism in the time of Corona. Yes, um, we are talking about two big topics, which is the Black Lives Matter in the US and the anti-terror bill here in the Philippines. So let's just go first with the US one. It was triggered by the death of George Floyd in the US, and boom, there's riots and protests almost everywhere in the US. And um, I think it's like a volcano. Like it's pent up rage and frustrations of many people, especially uh, the African Americans who are fed up of the injustice that they receive. Of course, they would find some alliance with other people, and of course, who would join the cause. And yeah, for me, if they seek justice and they seek it with uh, it's objective because of course there's the stigma of racism that's still going on, and I guess it would not be easy to uh, erase. Especially it's been ingrained to us throughout humanity, even here in Asia, even here in the Philippines, we have also racism. And but yeah, the movement also aims to promote that that injustices should be eradicated, and hopefully that's the hope of or the objective of the cause, to fight all these injustices with uh, fair treatment, and of course police brutality would be eradicated. um, I'm just sad because some protests often have some violence or looting, which some of them said that they did not create them or provoke them, but someone did it just to discredit the cause. So yes, I've seen some videos. I want to see both sides so I could see if it really come from protesters or it came from somebody else. And yeah, it's a hard topic to discuss, but of course we have to go with the cause or the objective, which is what do they want, or what outcome do you want with this protest? Do you want it to have, let's say, fair treatment, abolish the current system and create a new one. Um, I want to know the exact objective. And I think if you have that objective, you would know what to, and from there, um, with with the protest and of course uh, the changes that we wanted to make would follow, and that should be what we aim for. What is our objective and what is the end goal for this movement, which is the Black Lives Matter? So I really hope that, yeah, with this protest, the government would actually listen and they would do something, because that's the goal, right? That's the one of the goals, that the government will listen, the police will listen, and do something about it. That's it, because I think that's what people want, and give the people what they want, or else this would happen. Now, here in the country, we also have this controversial anti-terror bill, which is discussed uh, in Congress and in the Senate, which um, ki- uh, came at a very uh, unusual time like this, because of course we have the problem of the pandemic, we have the problem of feeding the people, but why do we have these bills? Well, if we listen to the government side, they said they wanted to make sure that terrorists would be persecuted and, of course, sent to jail, penalized, etc. However, on the other side, the people who oppose the bill are the ones that says this bill can be used on even regular citizens and label them as terrorists and use them to do warrantless arrests, etc. So that's the main arguments of this bill. And yeah, if you would see, I haven't read the bill completely, so that's why I don't want to say technical stuff. But I just like to point out what both sides are pushing, and I guess yes, I think criticism is still important for a bill, because if people saw something not good with the bill, there's a reason they are protesting or criticizing the bill. So the government should actually listen, because it's not just one or two people who are opposing. There's a lot. There's a lot of people in the internet. And if you wanted to assure people, you have to make that dialogue. You have to sure that those clauses or those provisions in that law are followed. Because if not, yeah, uh, it could actually be a deadly weapon. So it's a two-edged sword. That, yeah, you could fight terrorism with it, but could it actually be used to to other people that probably just criticize this government? So that's the question, and that's the one thing that they should answer directly, and they should not beat around the bush. So yeah, for now, well, from my stand is want to check out the bill, those specific clauses that the people who are opposing it clarify the bill. Also, I think would this bill be necessary to actually end terrorism? That's also one question. Because if we have existing laws that could actually get the criminals, why not use it? Or probably the proper implementation of the law, or probably give our soldiers better equipment so they could catch the terrorists. Isn't that a more logical approach? Because if you just do a law, it could actually affect a lot, and it could actually be used for something else. Isn't that right? So, yes. So it's for now. Yeah, the bill is there's still a lot of question, and I believe it should not be rushed, because there's a lot of questionable things that we need to clarify first, and of course, we need to make sure that no one, innocent, regular citizens who are just voicing out their opinions, just like me, would be labeled as terrorists because we just said something. See? So that's one thing that we should really clarify with that. So that's why, yes, the month of June or the last week or last days of May and now June, we're now doing a lot of activism in this time of pandemic, which is kind of unusual because we're still in the pandemic. There's actually close to 6 or 7 million people being infected with the virus. Almost, there's a lot of people dying. There's a lot of people getting sick, and uh, we're s- we're going back to a new normal. Are we just embracing and shrugging the fact that we still have a health crisis right now? Um, so yeah, priorities, man, and um, but yeah, I guess um, there's some things that we could do that that probably, let's say, yeah, we once we are now going to this normal, we're starting to adjust to what we want to do. And yes, activism could still be happening, but of course, I would like to still push that we still follow the protocols in health and safety, so we make sure that we're not carriers of disease and making it much worse, because they said it's on the downward trend, but still we are reporting almost still hundreds of infections here in the Philippines, and thousands more every day in other countries. So that's it. Yeah, I really do. I appreciate the time that you had for me. Although, yes, this will still be something like we'll now do this weekly. Hopefully, I'll be doing more weekly talks. I'll be something here and there, and let's talk about things. And if you have want to voice out your opinions, of course, you could leave a comment and hit me up with some questions on my social media, which is at FPJ Junior on my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and almost everything. Yes, and probably here in, of course, YouTube, because I'm doing more live sessions here in YouTube. And yes, so for my closing remark, of course, quarantine is a time of change. We could also use this to voice out our sentiments, but to and you could see that in the what's going on, like the Black Lives movement in the US and the entire terror. Being critical is actually a check and balance, so that people in people in power and authority cannot use them to lord over people. So if you're voicing up or protesting, I just hope that I just have a few requests that you follow again the safety and social distancing protocols. Keep it peaceful yet bold. Don't allow looting or violence as it destroys the objective of the cause. And finally, stay safe and stay healthy. So for Quant Talks, this is FPJ, and you have a great day.